fire. My heart is on fire. No fit deny her. Then blow down. I'll never serve another God, no. Cause all of these other gods, yeah. They are the works of Jesus. Should be number one. We miss you, nobody. We miss you like life.
Hi guys!
Hi!
Welcome back to my channel.
Welcome back, guys.
Matilda needs no introduction. If you don't know Matilda, then you don't know me. No, but really, like, she's in a number of my vlogs, so
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So today we are having a cute chit-chat, girly chit-chat, sit down. Sissy, we need to do a mukbang one of these days, eh?
Say what?
Sissy, how much YouTube do you watch? Like, we're just having a meal and
Yes.
talking to the people.
Okay, what did you call it?
Mukbang.
Okay, I don't know what you repeated.
It's a Chinese term, but
Okay.
YouTubers do it. So
Okay.
since you're an upcoming YouTuber, I could do that with you.
Great.
Anyway, guys, so today we are talking about contentment in singleness, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be hitting Matilda with questions.
Guys, this is actually, I think this is more of a discussion than her actually hitting me with all
No,
these
what if I want to
questions.
make it an interview?
Yeah, but trust me.
How
not
much
very
information are you willing to give people?
Oh, I'm actually...
You know, one of those people who wants to keep your age hidden and all those
Oh,
things.
no.
You're cool.
Yes. I mean, it's not a secret.
Okay. Because some people have a problem.
Oh,
All right. So first question, Cece. Just give us a brief history of your dating life.
oh jeez.
Your
Okay,
dating
I'm
life.
ready.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. My dating life?
Yeah.
Okay. That is so unexpected. So guys, I have no idea whatsoever what is coming my way, but I would do my best, mademoiselle, to answer these questions as best as I can. So I would say I haven't really been... So I went to an all-girls school from the moment I was like, what, 12? Okay, 13. I think, yeah, 12. So 12.
You went to Fatma at 12.
Yes, Sissy. Like the year I was turning 13. So
Oh, okay. Makes
yes,
sense.
12 to 13, that period. So I was at an all-girls school for 5 whole years, and then I'd only be home for like
A month.
Yes, and even then, it's not like I would then just throw myself in the deep and just catch whichever guy I can, and then before I know it, I'm back to school.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it was the stage that a number of people did that, but I think for me it wasn't really like that. So yeah, thereafter I had some time at home trying to get to university. Yes, so during that time, oh well, let me just say, of course I still interact with guys.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm secluded. I would be secluded from these people. No, I'm just being funny, but
Okay.
yeah, so I would still interact with guys, but I think for me, from a very young age, guys were people that I would relate to or relate with at a very platonic level and not necessarily look for something deeper. I think I was a bit more guarded in that sense, but then I was still open to friendships, because I remember the very first guy, I don't know if I've shared this story with you, but then there's this guy who was I was very
liked
close
you?
to. So here's the thing, we started out as good friends. In primary school, we're classmates, and he was just a great friend, literally. And then one time, he just, like, things started just getting a bit awkward in some way. So I'm like, I don't want to mention. Okay, no. So let's say his name was George. Yes, I'm like, George, what's going on? And then he just said, he let the cat out of the bag.
A downfall for you.
He's like, no, I think I like you. I feel some way. And I'm like, what? No, like, that just makes things weird between us. And what are you thinking?
Yeah.
And guys, it just affected our relationship, our friendship in a very negative way. So things got really awkward for about...
Both of you guys.
Yeah, maybe for like 2 months, and our friendship was just on the rocks. So yeah, I was crushed. Honestly, I felt heartbroken.
You were crushed that a guy liked you?
Yes, because I was comfortable with him being
Being
my
your friend.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm like, no, what are you expecting from me? Like, we're meant to be friends. We're meant to be buddies.
How old were you at the time?
I think I was probably like, let me see. Let me get this right. Primary school, just high school. Okay, maybe I was like, my early... Let me see. I gotta get this right.
Yeah, I was thinking you're like in 12th grade or something.
No, I was in primary school.
Oh,
so I was still, I was
Okay,
still
can we fast forward to
So anyway, that was my
when
first
you were
experience,
grown enough for
really.
relationships?
But then when I got to that stage, I think I carried that with me. That's why I had to give that backdrop. So for me, guys would be people that I would easily relate with if we're just friends. I was totally platonic, like I said. So any aspects of feelings or emotions would make things a bit awkward.
Weird.
Yes, because like I'm comfortable with you in this sense. Of course, as I grew older, there were guys that I liked
And desired to date?
Yes, I think I actually met one seriously when I went to university. So yeah, and then my friend was like, oh my gosh, you guys seem to connect very well. Look at this. Yes, and I think I was actually open then to maybe we could actually get in a relationship. Yeah, but
What stopped you?
what stopped me was the fact that I realized that we're different people, in the sense that we didn't have like the same belief system when it came to things that were very things that I consider to be very important, especially if I'm going to be in a relationship with that person. So this was somebody who, for instance, things like going to church on Sunday, having a personal relationship with God in a certain way, like in a way that I understand it, is not so important to them.
How did you meet this? Oh, university.
Yes,
Okay.
we're in the same.
Because I was trying to figure out where
stream.
you guys found each other.
Yeah, no,
that's
it was
different.
at school. Yeah, so of course, intellectually, I mean, yeah, he was brilliant. Like he actually inspired me and motivated me to do well. But then when it came to principles and faith, I think we didn't really like meet.
You're not compatible.
So we're not compatible. That's the word. So
Okay.
yeah, I would say that was like my first serious, maybe
Situationship?
No, it
Almost
wasn't even a
relationship.
situation. Almost
Okay, so let me
relationship.
ask this again. Have you been in a relationship before?
I almost got in a serious relationship, like where it was gonna be official.
Okay,
but
so
then
you've only gone as
it was
far
like
as the
a near-
stage before.
Yes. Well, I would actually say we were in a relationship, but then we hadn't just made it official because we still behaved like we were in one.
Okay.
And this is what is called a situationship. I mean, me saying this makes it sound like it was like years and years ago, but then I think now this term is something that most people are familiar to. So yeah, I would call it a situationship then, because the guy and I, we did connect, we did get along, we had a lot going on, but then we hadn't officially, like.
Do I know him? Is it who I think it is?
Yes.
We're going to talk about contentment, and I just thought it's important we give our relationship status and our age so that people know what they're working with.
Oh.
Yes. So I am single, and apparently there's single and single. Single, like one single, means you're not married, but you have a Boaz, a Joshua. Why do we just use Boaz? It could be Joshua and Adam.
No, sis, boys with a different level.
Okay, a Boaz. Then single, like the double single, means there's no Boaz. You're just as single as a Pringle. You know?
Single as a Pringle.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm single, and I'm 30 years old.
Okay. I think being single is being single, whatever the case. As long as you're not married, you are single.
But
anyway, let's go with Sissy's definition, yeah? So I fall under single as well. And I'm 21. 28 years old.
29.
Yes,
Okay. Anyway, so I feel in society, I think our age, in fact, if we're really looking at society, like especially Zambia, we are behind time. Like, but we can't be bothered. That's our friends. Because we believe like life is in seasons and all that. And don't get us wrong, we're in a space where we are looking forward to marriage.
Oh, yeah.
We're open to that. We're not all those negative, bitter people, but we're content with where we are. So today we want to practically share contentment, you know. So what would you say is one of the major things for you that you found like to be content in your singleness? Because a lot of girls our age, I mean under our age, I don't know what happens to ladies when they get like over 20.
Okay.
It's wild. It's wild. So how did you find this healthy balance where you're actually happy, like you're not faking it? We don't even have to post all those, you know, there's some people who try too hard on social media. You see they're trying too hard to put that they're happy single, and you know they're not. So
Okay.
how did you get there?
I think it all started when it hasn't always been like this.
Yes,
Just to put it out
absolutely.
there. I mean, nobody has it all together, guys. Like everything in life takes time. Like everything worthwhile, whatever it is, actually does take time. And so, of course, there was a time where I was in this unhealthy place, and I knew it wasn't just right. So the freedom, I would say, the contentment came with discovering myself, concentrating on becoming a better person.
Amazing.
And not what I do not have or what I lack, quote unquote, because there's certain things that we lack, and then we're just like, okay, no, yeah, maybe I can actually do without this for now. But then the contentment really came from a point of, okay, what is my aim? What is my goal? What is it that I need to work on? What is it I want to achieve? What are those things that I need to work on? Is it like personally, financially, I don't know, academically, in terms of work, whatever. So that spiritually also. So that, I think that was a start point. Then as I started shifting my attention from, okay, I do not have maybe, let's say, as much attention as I might want from guys or a particular guy, and I do not have a boyfriend, and I'm not going out every weekend and all that stuff, that really helped me shift my focus and then just get in the right place.
Wow.
Yes. So
Okay.
yeah, and of course people, so the company as well. So I got
Yours truly.
honestly, it's not possible to get to any place without support. Like, we all need a
Yes.
support system.
Community.
Yes, this might sound cliche. It could actually be one person that you start with, like, oh, I have one friend, for instance, who is helping me out in this season. So I believe God has actually placed people in our lives, so we don't have to do life alone.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
wisdom is actually being able to learn from other people's experience.
Absolutely. Okay, so I think to add to that, for me, I think when your relationship with God is really alive and personal, if your relationship with God is very religious, trust me, like, you really feel like, oh, I'm really missing out. Ultimately, I believe the greatest love story is the one we have with God.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that you won't desire companionship and all that, but I think there's this wholeness that comes in having a very beautiful relationship with God. So for me, God is my father, he's my lover,
Yeah.
he's my friend.
Right.
So I talk to him on all those levels. I remember one time, I can't remember the exact details, but I remember I was having a moment with God, and guys, there's something God said to me, like, if I was saying, like, a boy chuffed me, you get that kind
wow.
of thing. I was blushing. Like, God has game.
Wow.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, no. There's something he said, like, my whole heart was just swollen. I was just smiling. Like, God, he's so amazing. So when my relationship with God just left the whole, I'm only always speaking in tongues, it's always ministry based. When it
Yeah.
became like a friend, someone I can, you know, talk to about anything, even when I'm feeling some type of way,
Yeah.
I realized that I don't think you need a person. You should want a person. Yeah. And I love what you said about getting productive. I don't advocate for getting distracted. Like, you're so lonely, so you're watching Netflix all day, you're watching series, but actually getting into your purpose. Like, when I got into what God has called me to, ministry, I realized there's so much fulfillment in that.
Right.
So, like she said, pursuing your dreams, study a course while you're in the waiting process. Study a course, better yourself, learn some etiquette, prepare to sit on some high tables.
Yeah.
Just really do that. And of course, having great friendships and putting in just as much work. Another thing, I think the way you can stay content is whenever you begin to feel this unsatisfaction with your singleness, pour it out to God as it is.
Right.
I was sharing with you how I recently had an emotional breakdown, which is quite amazing while I'm doing the singleness series. All of a sudden, like, my singleness really started getting to me, like, emotionally. Like, I'll be crying. I'm like, like, dude, so I was like, what's going on? So as my sister and I were discussing, we're able to get to the root of it. But the beauty is that even when I felt and satisfied and really discontent in that moment, I still ran back to God. I didn't stop pretending to be content. Those people who like posting, you know, single and loving it. And you know you're not. Like, stop it. Why are you doing that? You know? So just be very honest with God. For me, journaling is one of the things that really helped me. I journal my emotions unfiltered. Sis and I have unfiltered conversations. Like, if we feel like that, I'm able to talk to her. That's how you keep these things out of your heart.
Right.
Yeah. So what would you like to say in conclusion?
Wow. I feel like there's actually so much involved. I mean, this is just us trying to summarize everything. Yeah. But in conclusion, look, the thing is, we all desire to be with someone. We all desire to be loved. Like, that's natural. That's how God created us. And like Sis said, you know, God has a way of actually, God fills the void that we could possibly feel at any point. Okay, there are times we feel like, oh, I have a void and all I need is money right now, and that void will be filled up. And then at times there's this void for, I don't know, attention or whatnot. But the truth is that God knows us from the inside out and everything that we need. And in as much as it sounds far-fetched, this can actually come down to a level because he then uses different things to fill that void by opening our eyes to certain things about ourselves that we probably didn't know. You see, you could be looking for companionship because you feel, from companionship with a guy, for instance. For a girl, you're like, no, all I need is a boy who's going to love me, who's going to embrace me. I don't know, we'll go on dates. But then before you actually go on that date, are you whole in yourself? You know, like, have this confidence in who you are
as an individual.
Yes, and who God has made you to be, and everything in you. Okay, taking it back to the Bible, to the Word of God. Adam, for instance, Adam was whole. I mean, the man was busy in the garden, and he had work to do. And then Eve was also brought in as a whole being.
Yes,
literally, like, there was no time of Adam even feeling like, oh no,
I'm incomplete.
Yes,
it took God.
Yes, so he didn't even know he needed someone until God was like, okay, I'm actually going to give you someone. And I think before we can actually bring in somebody in the picture, we need to be whole and confident in who we are. Come on, we cannot find satisfaction. Even with my sister, I'll be asking for too much from her. Like, there are just certain days when she won't even understand what I'm feeling. Absolutely. Only I can understand. Only I know how I am and what I feel. So before we can actually look for happiness, or is it love or whatever it is from the outside, how about being able to feel whatever it is that we feel, and then look to God who created us, and then still be confident and content in who we are and what we have. And then just, okay, in conclusion, there's no way you're gonna love another person if you don't know how to love yourself.
Love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Exactly. So if I do not love myself enough, I mean, come on, what kind of love am I going to give another person? Of course, at the beginning, it may look like, oh, I love them so much, I give them my time, I do. But there's a level of just something is off.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not adding up here. And it all starts from ourselves as individuals. So we cannot give what we do not have. So how about we're actually confident in who we are first?
Enjoy your company.
Yes.
Like, have fun with yourself.
Yes.
Dance.
Yeah.
Go on personal dates. Take walks. Get to know yourself. If you realize, I don't like myself, though, to be honest, I don't know what that looks like. But if you don't, accept that you don't. No, I think I've always liked myself. Like my personality. I may not have liked everything about me physically, but I've always liked who I am. I never sat with myself and somebody get me out of here. No. So,
well, I had to deal with that. I think even growing up, I shared with Sis at some point, I definitely had to do with being confident in who I am, liking everything about me, knowing that I don't need to prove a point
to anybody.
Yes, like, I'm okay as I am. There are certain things I need to work on. There are certain things I'm not good at, and it's okay.
Yes.
I admit, and I'm going to move on. But at least now I'm at a point where God actually helped me realize, like, okay, look, I made you this way. And this is how you should do life. This is what I want you to do. And you don't need to seek, I don't know,
validation.
Yeah, from outside, or it's only until you get to whichever point that, you know, you feel like you're leaving. So, yeah.
Actually, I think we talked about more than just contentment. I think we talked about contentment and wholeness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it was a chit chat.
Yes.
So I think we're gonna end here.
Yeah.
This video is long. So thank you for your attention. Those of you who are faithful enough to reach to the end. Thank you. So from me and my sis, it's bye.
Bye guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.